what I like to do with ChatGPT is figure out how can I create this kind of stream of consciousness in a single chat or a single thread, which can almost live as a virtual employee or a digital employee, which is effectively an AI assistant, right? That is very good at doing one specific task. And the reason I do that is it gives it one thread, one point of focus, but also the feedback I give it can constantly be making it better and improving it, right? So instead of having something kind of broad like, you know, a thread is a thread like, you know, my lawyer, or, you know, act as my accountant, and then just, you know, people tend to constantly go in there and just update financials or update contracts, and there's different projects and things going on. And it can get confusing because you're trying to talk to it about so many different things. Instead of saying to it, okay, you are my lawyer for my web design business, right? Or you are my lawyer for, you know, dealing with whatever type of, you know, specific thing it might be in your, you know, terms and conditions or something like that. And so you don't want to think about these threads as like the way you might think of a one person, or like, you know, chief legal counsel or something like that can, you know, take all of these concepts and be one person. Instead, you want to break it down into individual, you know, threads of tasks, right? And a specific focus. And that enables you to get a lot more juice and value out of ChatGPT in a single thread. But, and also at the same time, you can make sure that that this one specific task can be replicated so many times over, and every time it's getting this kind of reinforced learning from your inputs and feedback, is getting better for the next time you use it as well. But what I notice is that with ChatGPT, although it's great at giving strong responses, there's something about using Claude AI, which I have right here, that's even better at helping you structure your prompts for ChatGPT. So I kind of use Claude to structure prompts, which I then give to ChatGPT to create these long threads where ChatGPT kind of acts as like an assistant for me on a specific task. So I'll show you an example. So I have these videos I upload to my school community. So school.com/5daysprint. So if you guys are not in here, this is where we basically have a private community where I show people how to build things, you know, using AI. We have like a classroom in there. And inside the classroom, I have all these different topics that you can kind of learn from. And like courses that literally go into how I build a project, what we'll be building, you know, the tools we'll be using, how I use the tools, and, you know, my entire workflow. And inside that, I have this new feature I just released, which was timestamps and key concepts. So you see timestamps to the videos. So if you click on a specific timestamp, it goes through to that part of the video up here. And then it has key concepts at the bottom so people can kind of see an overview of what's going on. So this was a request from people inside my community, but I needed a way to put this together. And so I went to my video inside Wistia where I upload them. And I realized that Wistia actually has these transcripts, right? And what you can do is you can actually download these transcripts. So I downloaded a transcript here, and it gave me a file. Here's Zapier introduction. And then I went into Claude and I start from scratch, and I just drop that in Claude, and it's an SRT file. So it's a text file which basically tells Claude what is inside this video. But I didn't know what else it can do. So I started to speak to Claude because I find Claude more intelligent than ChatGPT at helping me solve problems. So I'll say to Claude, just as I would be speaking to a normal human or an employee, I would say, I have a file here which is a transcript of a video from my school community where I share tips and lessons on how to build with AI. I need to create timestamps and key concepts for each video. And the data you will have to do this will be an SRT file as attached. I want you to help me create this output. And then once we've got a good output, you will write me a prompt which I will give to ChatGPT to do this job ongoing. Cool. So that's it. So I'll just speak to it like I'd speak to, you know, anyone, and I will just give it a task, and then I start to kind of go back and forth with it. So it kind of helps me create the content. It gives me an output. And then when I see the output, if I'm happy with it, I can then ask it to formulate what it did into a prompt. And I can give that prompt to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT can then do that task itself. Because if I just gave this task to ChatGPT, the output wouldn't be the same as it would be with Claude. So it's giving me this output right now. Cool. So what I can tell it now is, so now it's going to do, now it's doing the prompt. So now it's writing the prompt for me. So I'm going to tell it, I don't want you to write the prompt yet. Let's get the output perfect first. Because what I want to do is I just want to iterate with it on the output. Okay, so I'm just letting it know, don't give me the prompt yet. So let's make the changes first to the output it gave me. So let's look at this. Okay, so I don't want it like this. I actually need just the timestamp in the format hours, minute, seconds. If there are no hours, then just stick to minutes first. We only need the start point of a specific topic and a title for that topic. The chapters should be spread out across the video because I can see it's quite tight together here, 2 minutes. Cool, let's write throughout the video. The key concepts should be broken down into 3 to 5 sections with 3 to 5 bullet points. Let's say 3 bullet points of what to expect. Okay, so let's see if we get better output now. Cool, so now we'll make the revision. Okay, so you can see now it's going in and making the changes. So I'm just talking now we're getting something that I want. It's perfect. Okay, so now that we've got that, I can now say, okay, this is great. Now write me a prompt, and what you want to say is in a code block, right? In a code block, because it will give you a text in a code block, and you can just copy and paste into ChatGPT directly. This is more formatted with like bold and headings and stuff. We don't want that. So now write me a prompt in code block I can give to ChatGPT. I need it to give me the output exactly the way you have in this latest example. Cool. So now we take that. And so now what will happen is it will give me, there you go, write me in a code block. It's giving me the prompt. So now it's writing the instructions for me for ChatGPT. And I'm going to copy this. We're going to go to ChatGPT and we'll paste this. Cool. So let's see. Okay. So let's just give it the instruction. And it'll probably ask me for a transcript. Cool. So they upload the transcript. Take transcript. Let's upload it. We might need some refinement as we go, but let's see. Hopefully it gets closer to that, or if not, exactly matches that output. So this is all the work that ChatGPT is doing now. It should match the output that we got from Claude. Okay. Cool. So now it's extracted the timestamps. Okay, so what's it done here? Extract down and generated. I don't see the timestamps and key concepts. Okay, so the ChatGPT is playing a bit dumb, and this is why we need to go through this kind of back and forth process. But as we go through this, ChatGPT will become kind of that know-it-all, right, for the specific task. And then from there, we can just start dropping files. All you have to do in the future is just drop files in. So think of this like training your employee in a way. And you can just drop files in. Like every time I have a video now, I just drop the SRT file in and it just has that consistent structure. But right now in the process of just training it just to do this job. And so as you go back and forth and train it, you'll eventually get to an output that you're very happy with, but you use Claude to set that structure in the first place, because this process will take much longer to do in ChatGPT because of just the back and forth. You can already see with a prompt help from Claude, it still needs a bit of back and forth. But there we go, we're getting there now. See, there we've got our timestamps and our key concepts. So we're happy with that. And so now that it knows that, then every time I drop a file in, it will just do that same task again. This is great. Now I want you to follow this every time I drop a file in. So now it will do that every time. So if I had another one now, so let's say I take this SRT file here. So now I'm not going to give any instructions to upload the file. We should just get the output exactly the way we wanted it. So no prompting involved now. There might be, if we ever need small refinements, we'll remember it and then we'll do it again, the same way we just did. But the prompt should be set up now. Everything should be good to go. And we should just be able to drop in files and just get the output. So now this should give me the timestamps and the key concepts exactly the way we want them without any faff. So let's see what it looks like. Okay. This is breaking everything down. It's interesting here because you can also see how it's actually working. There you go. It'll give me an overview. I don't need an overview, but I could tell it to not give me an overview, then going forward it won't give me an overview, it'll just give me timestamps. But there we go. So that's perfect. Now the only thing I notice here is it doesn't have the hours and minutes the way I told it to do, but we can figure that out. So I'll just keep going back and forth with this, but that's basically it. So you can pick up techniques like this, but if you want to learn more things like this and go into a bit more detail, definitely jump in the school, go to school.com/5daysprint, jump in here, you'll, oops, don't know what happened here. You'll meet some amazing people, loads of people learning, loads of people sharing their insights, sharing the insights, chatting to each other. We've got a member directory, we can get to know people. And so whether you're a beginner or you're more experienced, this is like an amazing place to learn and actually figure out how to build projects that can, go from simple prompts into automated AI assistants that can basically just like earn you money. So yeah, very cool. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you soon.